Hello, today we are going to be showing you how to go into orbit, rendezvous in orbit, basically meet another vehicle in spacecraft. Now I could use a fancy spacecraft, but for today, we're just going to do as simple as you can get, right? Now, I'm not going to do any cheats. If I wanted to, I could bust out the best rocket you've ever seen, but, alright, so I'm just going to build a simple rocket, alright? Now, when you're going to fly and you're going to attach to something else in space, you need this piece. That's basically your docking mechanism. It's like glue. It pulls one piece to another, right? So we're just going to build a really, really simple rocket. So, one thing a lot of people know, one thing a lot of people don't know. But when you're new, especially a lot of people don't know this, you're gonna want RCS, right? For when you're in space, you want RCS. It's gonna help you control, and it's going to help you steer when you are getting near what you're trying to dock to, right? So this is our first little thing. It doesn't have to be fancy, just something to get you into space. All that matters is that you get into space. Well, obviously that and that, you dock. Alright, I'm just gonna build this, just a quick little simple rocket, and then I'm gonna get back to you. Right. So, on the top left of our screen, there's nothing. Right? Just a map. Nothing. Now, as soon as we take off, there's going to be an angle. Right? And always take off to the right, unless you want to piss off other players, right? So, you're going to tilt 5 degrees to the left, right? Because that's your degree symbol, right? Angles, degrees, right? Hand in hand, right? So, yeah. Right? Anytime it says, 10, 15, or 20, right? We're going to go 20 degrees. Now, this is your guide to getting into space. So you're just going to follow that. You don't need to push it too hard on the side, or you don't have to tilt it too hard, because, well, then you're just going to end up flopping all over the place and you're not actually going to get to space. Now, 75 degrees is going to be the last one, and watch, it's going to disappear. So, what does it mean when it disappears? That means that your apoapsis, or whatever it's called, the highest point of your flight, or orbit, is in outer space. You want it to be in outer space, right? Because we're trying to get to outer space. So, once that disappears on the top left, that means your apoapsis is in space. Doesn't mean you're in space yourself, it means you will be. And then you want to keep tilting, right? If you keep burning, so I'm going to show you what happens if you keep burning in one straight direction. Right? So it's going to keep burning, it's going to keep burning. But, now it's an oval. It's an elliptical orbit. Or I don't know if it's elliptical, I don't know the word right. We want it to be like this. We want it to be even, right? Okay, that's not even. But we want it to be even. We don't want it to be like that. So you do, right? Is once you're at the top, you basically want to stay as aligned with that line as you can be. And to push the opposite side of that curvature, you want to be on the opposite side. So let's say you want to push the bottom further down. You're going to be on the top facing right, right? And that's just if you're flying to the right. If you don't fly to the right, then what are you doing? Alright, so, right, we're going to wait till about here. A little early, how I like it. Up to you, though. Now we're going to burn, facing in the direction of that dot. Basically parallel to that line. See? We're almost in orbit. Now, if we keep burning, our orbit's going to go like this. We don't want that, unless you do. If it depends on how you want your orbit. Right now, you kind of do. So, or at least I do. Right, so, we're going to separate those stages. Now. Right? I don't need the bottom one anymore. So, we're going to go to the very bottom, or the highest point. Still the highest point, maybe the lowest on the screen, but it's the furthest away from the ocean. Right? You don't have to have solar panels, it's just easier to see. Alright, so, once you're kind of close, you're going to burn again, and watch it. Alright, turn on your RCS just to be safe. Now, once it spins like that, lets you know you just cut off the engine immediately. That's nearly a perfect orbit, right? So clear out debris. We're just going to name this something recognizable. Target. Right? So now we're spinning around, spinning around. This thing, it's not going to crash into Earth. So now, we have our second rocket. Part 2. We're going to launch this. Now, go to your map, click the other one, go to Navigate to. For now, you don't have to do anything. Just do like you did before, okay? But try to get a slightly lower or slightly higher orbit. Don't make it too close of an orbit, or having to chase Jesus Christ, transport point is going to be a pain in the butt. So, we're just going to follow this angle. Now, right? Like I said, our apoapsis, or highest point, or whatever, is in space. Good. We're just going to get to orbit like any other time, right? And this strategy works for space stations, just launching payloads into space, anything like that. Right? So we're in orbit. So this is us. So this is target 1. This is target 2. We're going to target, right? Now, here's the tricky part. You don't know what to do now, right? Because, yeah, they're both in orbit. What the fuck do I do now, right? So we're going to click, so right here, Rendezvous, doesn't matter, right? Just ignore that. Transfer point, you're going to click that, and you're going to wait. Now, let's say your orbit line was about here, right? Because then it would take a lot longer. What you can do is you can just click this to speed it up, right? But make sure you track it first, so track it, then do it. Now, right, we're going to basically teleport to the transfer point. We don't really need those anymore. Now at the transfer point, it's going to show this 126 or whatever number, doesn't matter what number it says, just right. All that matters is you're going to get to 0. Plus that, right? So you're going to zoom in, and the best you can, make sure you're tracking it. Oh shoot. Yeah. So, make sure you're tracking it right. Make sure your arrow is as aligned, or that's actually pretty bad drawing, is as aligned on there as possible. Like we are. Right about there. So, now, you're just going to burn in that direction until it says 0. Either that, if it says negative, then you slow down. Oh, we burned too much. So now it says negative 2.5. That's okay. Right? Whatever. Because you can turn around, or, like I said, you can use your RCS. Right, so plus, it's just a lot of fine tuning at this point, so yeah. Activate that engine. And make sure you don't just go full throttle. You want to go nice and slow. Give it a few minutes to get it onto, 0. There you go. So it's kind of tweaking, as you can tell. See? But it's basically on 0. It never does that, but. So now, we have an uneven orbit, right? It's in a class here, but the two orbits, they meet right here. So, when it goes down to 0, you're going to go to your Rendezvous point. Don't click it exactly. Click a little bit further before, right? Now we're close. Ooh, we're going in really fast. Okay, you're going to point in the opposite direction where it says that, and slow yourself down. Okay, we are going way too fast. Oh, golly gosh. Whoa, 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 whoa. Hold on, chat. We might be cooked. Hold on. What? Okay. Now, once it gets down to that, right? Once you slow that part down, you're going to want your side velocity to be basically dead 0, because you don't want to move to the side. You want to move straight towards it. You just bring your... Yeah. Now, your distance is your distance from the object. So make sure you're aware they don't get too close. Well, you want to get close, obviously. You're docking with it, but... So you're going to slow yourself down. And when I was new, I overshot it an embarrassing amount of times. So it's okay if you do. Well, it's not good, but, I mean, it happens. Right, so, bring the velocity to a positive. Not too fast, or you're going to, A, not be able to slow yourself down. B, just be fucked, so. Alright. So we're having a little bit up to the side here. And, right. If you need, you can slow the video down too. So, alright. Oh god, okay. Now, these little connector pieces on the front, you're going to want that to touch the other one, so. Just like that. Boom. It's hard to it's a lot harder to explain than it is to just do, right? But if you need me to explain more, just let me know. Glad I could help if I did. If not, then that's okay. Alright, hope this helped.